What's up, YouTube? This is Damon, aka the world's worst magician, and today I'll be bringing you a look at Extract by Jason Yu and SansMinds. So, if you're not familiar with this, I'm actually going to do a demo here in a second, but the basic effect is that you have an imprint of an object, say a coin, on a bill, any bill, and what you do is you flick the bill, and the coin actually comes off of the print into real life and disappears from the bill. That sounds incredible, right? Sounds impossible. Well, we'll get into whether it is or isn't, but first what I'm going to do is show you a quick demo right now. So as you can see from the demo, it is definitely possible. So, the coin was imprinted onto the bill, and then I was able to flick it out, and you see that the imprint actually disappears. So, as always, let's start with the negatives. I guess it's kind of a negative is just that the gimmick, you have to build it yourself. They do provide you with a envelope that provides goodies in order for you to make this happen, but you do have to build the gimmick yourself. At first I was a little frustrated by that just because the gimmick, it's not difficult to make. It's just kind of time consuming if you're not used to making gimmicks, which I don't really make gimmicks all that often. So it took me a little while to kind of get it down enough to where I was willing to show it to you guys. But that's just kind of personal preference. You may see it and say, oh, hey, I can do this in a heartbeat. Another reason that they didn't really provide the gimmick, though, was because you can do it with any bill. So, rather than them sending you one and then you having to use that, you can use their technique and apply it to any bill coin combination. Another negative would be that you really need Imprint to do Extract. I mean, they tell you that he shows you a way to do it without Imprint, but it really doesn't make a ton of sense without it. I mean, they were kind of made to go together. Basically, one of the ways he says to do it is to act like you slam a coin so hard that it goes into the bill or whatever, but you start with an imprinted bill. So to do Imprint, then do this makes the most sense. To just pull this out and then, fake Imprint or whatever, and then do the next trick, I don't know. It works kind of, but not as good as if you have Imprint. So that's something to keep in mind. I would highly recommend that you have Imprint before you do Extract, because the two really gel together. I mean, their Extract was essentially made to be the follow-up to that. There is some angle sensitivity going on, especially if you're trying to do bigger objects like they do a Rubik's Cube. There's also a negative would be that you end pretty dirty depending on which object you're trying to make come out of the bill. So a lot of objects are possible, but just some require more effort than others, and they will end dirty. As far as you ending dirty with the bill, they do show you a quick way to clean up so that you immediately end dirty, but you can clean it up before you hand it to the spectator. And it would be kind of do the trick. Hey, can I see that bill? Yes. Hand it to them. And, just that smooth, 5-10 seconds or whatever, and you'll be okay. So really that's only my only negatives is just, it was a little difficult to make the actual gimmick. Well, another negative for you maybe, and it was for me, so I chose a different path, but they asked you to basically destroy one bill of whatever denomination you're going to use. So keep that in mind. I found a way around it. I don't want to give that away because it kind of gives away how to do Imprint and Extract at the same time if I tell you what I did, but I found a way around it. So keep that in mind, that you will have to have some sort of denomination that you're okay with getting rid of. I'm cheap. I don't want to get rid of anything. So I found a way around that. And in the demo, I showed you, and that worked. Anyway, I'm rambling. So the positives are, as you can see, if you can pull this off, if you can do this in front of somebody, is going to look like a miracle. To even say it, to even say that I am taking a picture of a coin and making it come out of a bill, I mean, that's pretty crazy to hear, but you can make it happen. Like I said, there is a little bit of an angle limitation, and with some of the things like the Rubik's Cube, I honestly don't see how you could do that in front of a person. I mean, you could. No, I can't see how you could do it. I mean, even if you have really good hands, I can't see how you could really pull that one off. But for studio work, the same thing with the fish. I wouldn't see you doing the fish thing in front of like live people. That doesn't. I don't think it'll work. So for smaller things, coins, I would recommend a coin. So this is actually a Canadian coin that I just happen to have, and it provides a good contrast. And I actually think he said he used a $1 coin, so we may be even using the same coin. But this provides a good contrast against the paper. So I had tried one of the Illusionist antique coins, and it's very dark. It's a dark silver gray, and it just didn't look right against the paper. It just came out really blurry. So it was kind of hard to make out what it was before the flick. So I kind of ditched that one and just found this coin since it provides a good contrast against the paper. And by contrast, what I'm saying is when you do the imprint and then you have, this coin is actually on the bill, it shows up better if you have something that's a little bit brighter versus a dark, blackish metallic coin. But yes, you can do this. It is possible. Their trailer is pretty honest. I mean, you can do that. Everything that he did in the trailer, you can do, but just know that some of those things really cannot be done in front of a person. I mean, you could try it, but I'll stop beating that horse. But the larger the object is, the harder time you're going to have to do it in front of somebody. I guess I'll put it that way. But overall, it's a strong effect. It does take a while to make the gimmick, like I said, but once you have the gimmick, it should last you a little bit, and then you can always do maintenance on it to make it work again. And it is something that will be a miracle in front of people, but just know that this effect is a lot better if you have the previous effect to actually imprint it, because then you would, take a coin, throw it in, it imprints itself onto the bill. They can now see the bill, and then you say, oh, what would be cool? You take the bill back, boom, flick it, and the coin comes out. So to me, that's a lot stronger than just doing the standalone kind of things that he was talking about in there. But he does give you some extra ideas about what to use with this effect. The instruction is done pretty well. I mean, he lays everything out and tells you how to do everything that you need to know. And they do give you extra equipment to make it possible to do certain objects. But should you buy it? Is probably one of your questions. I always leave that up to you. But to me, if you have Imprint, I would recommend this, because this is a way to re-blow their minds. This is an effect that will make it to where they will never forget what just happened. But it will take a lot of practice. You will have to work on your angles. And there is a possibility of failure in the gimmick. So definitely check it, make sure everything's good before you go out. And then you shouldn't have that much of an issue. But I guess the only other question you may have is, what's the reset like? And it kind of depends. So if you end clean, your reset's going to take a lot longer. You're going to need to walk away. But if you end dirty and then just do kind of a switch or something like that, then it's pretty much instant. I mean, you can go back in there and get it set. It will take you a couple of seconds to get it set up. And I literally mean a couple of seconds. So the reset's pretty quick, just depending on whether you end dirty or clean. Yeah, I guess that's everything that I have to say about it. But definitely, hit me up if you have any questions. All right, this has been your look at Extract by Jason Yu and SansMinds. All right, see ya. Well, I hope you liked that review. And if you have any questions, magic tricks, or decks that you want to see reviewed, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. As always, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that like button and subscribe for any future reviews. All right,
See ya.